All right, everybody. This is my first vlog ever, so be nice, I would say. Um, Decided to start vlogging because it's very simple. It's almost impossible for me to keep track of the messages I get through all our networks, and the workload is immense, and people start getting annoyed that I can't reply. So I decided to vlog and seemingly go a bit more modern and not be a Generation X example. So first of all, for all those watching and for all members of all our networks, all our groups, thanks for joining and in joining, supporting my work and the projects that I've been running for 10 years. So today's vlog is going to be a bit about me and about the project Dive Professionals itself, and my reticence to let it go or to lay down and die, like some people have proposed me to do. Because yes, I do get support mail, but sometimes I also get hate mail, which I will also discuss in this vlog. So first of all, a bit about me. Well, like most of you members here, I've been a dive professional since my young age, since 17, where I started working here in Curacao in the tourism industry, and at 18 I started my career really as a dive master and captain for Underwater Curacao. Over the years I went from Curacao to the Middle East, Red Sea, Egypt. I worked in diving center, became an instructor with PADI, became an instructor with BSAC, became an instructor with CMAS, with NAUI, with SSI, and slowly progressed from being an employee to a manager, thereafter an operations manager, and people in the Middle East know me more for projects like Extra Divers, for setting down the foundation of SSI in Egypt, and also for my career as a dive guide on liveaboards in Egypt and Sudan. Now let me a bit retrace back when we started, or when I started with Dive Professionals. At the time, this was around 2007, I was working mostly as a consultant, and working as a consultant in a 360 degrees of our industry, consulting for travel agencies and dive tour operators in the Benelux, but also consulting for hotels or hotel management companies and dive center owners, for some of them. Hi Hassan. For some of them into local things. So also doing research, etc., for places to set down diving centers. In the meantime, in my career, I've set up about 15 diving operations, some of which are still the largest in the world. And I think I'm pretty knowledgeable on I like this live video. Hi Hassan. I get to talk to old friends of mine. And also working for countries. So let's retrace back in 2007. While I was doing consulting a bit on all ends of the market, for my work I had to visit on one end the dive operators on destination, and on also for other people. I was doing consultation with dive travel operators, and obviously when you start meeting a lot of people, you start hearing the problems they face in their daily operational life, like diving tour operators not being able to discern the good operators from the bad operators, and diving operators complaining about the amount of competition and the amount of people working at a lower price than what people should be working for. So usually these problems were recurring, and these problems until now have only become worse. And so, you know, being an idealist, I decided to start a group on LinkedIn. That was the upcoming of LinkedIn in 2007. And very soon we had a good group going on LinkedIn, where obviously most of these problems that were preponderant and that I knew of were again confirmed by the operators. So very slowly we started creating this group, and the obvious intention of it was to change something in the industry of today. Now the groups have grown. From LinkedIn we moved to Facebook, Google Plus and other, but over the years this sense of, yeah, let's do something and we're going to get it, we're going to change it, didn't really materialize. I always said that idealistically we cannot, the dive professionals idea cannot be something that is only for a certain people. It has to be for all professionals first of all. So regardless if you are working as a compressor boy, or you're working as an inland commercial diver, or as a travel operator, or a dive master in the Bahamas, we're all working and earning our money from, or derived from, people submerging their heads underwater. And we can all learn from each other, because in some countries people have adapted, in other sectors they've more advanced into knowledge than in the training and exploration or commercial diving. So the idea to make one platform where everybody can share his ideas and can change something was born. Over the years we had periods where we would boost, and where at a certain time I had to retrograde a bit the boost, because the people that were trying to boost the project were actually more trying to boost it to drag one or another entity down. So hey Ruth, what's up? So let me be clear about the dive professionals. It is, first of all, it's a totally non-profit thing. I've been doing it for 10 years, and for some of the haters out there, and we all know who you are, I'll be doing it as long as I can. And I've been through very tough times in my life where sometimes I didn't react a lot on dive professionals, because obviously it was a non-profit and it was costing me most of the time money to keep it going. But these times are past, and due to lots of personal changes and moving countries, I'm able to support it, and thanks to some few donors and also moral supporters, I will continue this effort. Now, why? Well, I had recently a conversation, or I put a conversation in our group saying, well, how come we're growing, we've got a network with 24,000 followers direct, and I forgot some networks were actually way over that, but the interaction is very low. Yes, people that want to get the news out just share their news quickly, but really talking about our problems and the problems that professionals face, either in the training or exploration sector, in the media sector, in the scientific sector, these problems are so-called not being discussed. Or when they're discussed, like one of our group members pointed it out, he said, well, not exactly quoting, but he said, listen Henry, people just don't care anymore. They're here to do a job for a few years, have a time out from their careers, and that's it, and they don't care, they just want to go dive. I've always called these people bubbleheads, and believe me, I'm also bubblehead. I'm happy, like most of you, to earn a living from a passion, which is diving, from spending my time underwater and trying to be a professional at that. But like most of us old school professionals who've been there since early beginnings, or the people, new people that are intent on making a career, it's become increasingly difficult. Now this is very simple. We have an industry that is, first of all, we can't really call it an industry because there's not one body representing the industry. It's basically an amassment of independents and employees and passionate people, which are so individualistic that the only thing that we care about is complaining, is dragging some companies down, but really taking a little of our time and to do the right thing and trying to push a bit for change doesn't happen. And I do understand that a lot of people don't want to push because they have a certain position with a certain company and are afraid to get discredited. Well, here's the fact. I've been discredited a long time ago for the movement that I put on, and I'm willing to do that and continue that. Although it brought frustrations and I lost a lot of income because of it, it's something that I will continue doing, and hence also my promise to all the group members, regardless if you're a commercial diver, and I'm just a light commercial diver, never did the papers, but did survey works, etc., underwater and obviously underwater. But believe one thing, I'm doing this seriously, and I will continue doing this seriously. So, what is dive professionals? And some people have given me the advice to never say the term union. Well, I'm sorry to prove again these people wrong. The rebel in me has to just say, yes, we are going to be a bit of a union. Hi Panida, long time no see. Come stai? Yes, we are a union. We are going to be a union. We are an association of like-minded professionals, and hereby I'm also saying people that are only here for 2-3 years and think that this doesn't apply to them, think again. I am not here to also drag the rights of diving centers down and to try to mindlessly go for better working conditions for professionals, because that is just unrealistic. Our market and our industry, and as I can read from lots of other sectors like the commercial diving, needs an overhaul. And this overhaul can only be done by us, the people, and the people on which this industry is based on. So let us not forget, I'm a professional in the training and exploration sector because I hate the term recreational diving, because there's nothing recreational about what I'm doing. I work long hours like everyone else here in this industry. Hi Richard, thanks for joining. I work long hours in this industry like everyone here, and I intend to not drag this work down as being a recreational diver. Recreational diving is for somebody who does this as a hobby. I don't do this as a hobby, and I know that a lot of you people here in these groups and in our network don't either, and hate this term as well. So let's start by calling our industry segment, because we are just a segment of a larger industry, the training and exploration sector. This is what it's rightfully called. Now, as I said, what is dive professionals? Dive professionals for the moment is me. It's me and the support of some loyal fans over the years. By this I'd like to also thank my sponsors lately, some of which have enabled us to again invest into the the online portals which we need. And dive professionals is not going to be your union that comes and makes new rules, etc. It is, the idea behind it is to be a peer-to-peer network, a community-based driven union slash association slash industry representation. Services that we intend to provide, if you support me and if you support our work, are access to pricing for professionals with regards to materials and equipment from quality providers in the world, quality manufacturers. Also services, legal services, which, believe me, and most of you know, is direly needed in our industry, since everybody likes to shag everyone up the arse and then just continues merrily on his way. This was not the case 25 years ago. 25 years ago, you fragged up with someone, you were out of the business. But so, where we go with this is also a bit depending on you. I've never totally went through with setting up the organization, because it cannot be a witch hunt. I will not blame the big corporations for our problems. People like to blame, and I'm going to for once put some names in for our industry, PADI, SSI and the big corporations. Really, people, that is the wrong way to think about it. These people are just there and doing their business. Obviously they're working for their own benefit because they're companies. So don't blame them. Blame us for mindlessly wanting to do just diving and hoping that these companies are going to work in our advantage. Well, I think that by now, and as time progresses, and as these little wars, these certification wars, like I like to call them, are progressing, the situation will just get worse and worse. So, no. Where we go with this, it's up to you. The only thing that I can tell you is that my commitment to help any one of you and to continue pushing for this organization to ever get the light of day, beside being a virtual entity, what it is now, is there. So a few misconceptions as well. So from all the emails that I get, I receive a lot of positive emails, which honestly reinforce me in doing what I need to do. But also I do get hate mail. Some of these hate mails sometimes are pretty far-fetched, like one, and I will not name names here, that I received from Australia saying, well, IADP, that's PADI but the other way around. Well, first of all, I never thought about it. It was just very simple. International Association of Dive Professionals. I didn't even think further that it was PADI all the way around. So another misconception was like, why? Another organization, PADI is already doing that. No, PADI is not doing that. PADI is high core, thanks. No, I'm not in Egypt. I am in Curacao, Dutch Antilles. No, PADI and SSI are not associations. And there's a long story behind that, and old-time professionals can tell you some spicy stories. But they are not associations. They're corporations owned by investment companies, investment hedge funds with nameless investment funds. So they're not there to help you. They're just there to make their stakeholders richer, regardless what it costs. Now, another misconception. We can't get it done. This is like saying, okay, we the people, being actually 99% of the market and our industry, cannot take a stand against 2-3 corporations. It sounds a bit preposterous, and I think you agree. So no, we can do everything. We are the market, we are the industry. The only thing it needs is just for us to work together. Now, working together is the only way forward. It's the way forward, thank you Ruud, it's the way forward for changing the working conditions for professionals worldwide. It is the way forward to professionalize our industry. And more importantly, it's the way forward to take care of our environment. Because I'm telling you, the underwater environment, of which 95% of our market is earning its money from, is not going to be helped by some small little beach cleanups anymore. We're way past that. We've lost 60% of our corals worldwide, and it's not looking like it's going to get better. So this is a bit my first vlog for dive professionals. I hope you liked it. Don't be too harsh on me, and please don't forget I'm doing this non-profit, so I'm depending on donations and on help on any aspect. So if you want to help, you can do so by sharing our page, joining our group on LinkedIn, making an account on our website, and telling me what's wrong in the industry. Send me an email if you don't want it to be public. It will stay private, and it will be discussed and taken into account. Obviously, donations, whatever you can, is very welcome. In this group and on the pages or on my Ocean Roamer page, you're going to find my PayPal, €1 per person, and we could be already making waves in the market. Now, latest update as well, our websites will be going offline for a few days, for I expect a week or two, depending on how quickly and how much time I can put into this project, and will be upgraded to hopefully one of the final versions of our portal. So thanks again for watching, and if you have questions or comments or suggestions, please don't hesitate. If you want to participate or help, but I mean really help, and if you have a few hours a month or even a week or whatever, and you've got skills like social media, marketing, editing, composing, whatever you think could be of help, don't hesitate to PM me. Any help is welcome. Thanks again for watching, and peace out.